Hello, I'm Benson and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to show you a CCTV camera by Eufy, and this is the 3K resolution dual camera always on 360 surveillance camera. What a mouthful, right? The model number is actually Floodlight Cam E340. It is part of the Eufy ecosystem, so it can connect to a base station, but according to the instructions, you don't really need to, because you can always record onto a SD card slot, which I'm going to find out if that is true or not, because I don't have an ecosystem by Eufy. This is sent to me to review by Amazon and not by Eufy, so I can say whatever I like about this product, as long as it's a truthful experience of my unboxing and using of this CCTV camera. So Eufy, it has been around for quite some time now. I myself use the Arrow system, so this is a different ecosystem. So this is kind of the latest technology in year 2023. This one say no monthly fee, which is good. Most of them require you to have a subscription. It shouldn't be that hard to wire this in, because this is a floodlight as well as a CCTV camera. So if you already have a floodlight on your external wall in your garden, you just take that off and wire this in place. Obviously, you need to be competent with the electricity, or else you need to get some help. This one have two camera built in, and it's also a PTZ. What it means is that it can actually rotate and tilt, and it should be able to cover 360. So if you have this in your front drive or in your garden, not only that you can see one specific spot, but you can actually see the whole area with one of the camera, and the other camera will be like a zoom in one. So that one will be target on the spot where you want to see. I want to try out that system because I haven't had a dual camera CCTV yet on my channel. So this one record in 3K resolution, which is plenty if you're just going to watch on your phone. Even 1080p of a very good bit rate will give you very detailed video. 4K is a bit overkill, and to be honest with you, with two cameras 4K, the bandwidth is going to be crazy. And if you have this in the garden, even if this support the Wi-Fi 6, which is latest Wi-Fi, you might not get the full benefit of 4K transmission, because the data is just humongous for streaming. So one of them is a wide angle 135 field of view with f1.6 aperture, and the other one is a telephoto 3x optical zoom with 1.6 aperture. So they have some good lens in the camera if it is built to spec. It has two panels of LED lights on that, and that's what makes this a bit different from other CCTV camera. Having a floodlight, usually the one that I have tested before, is only a spot or a couple of light LED, which is bright enough to show people that you are being recorded. But this one actually floodlight the whole area. Now, in the past few years, there is lots of company who use the same kind of a cheap Chinese electronic, and they won't be able to connect to your 5G network. So the Wi-Fi 5G network is a lot faster than your 2.4 gigahertz, but they don't penetrate walls, so it might not be able to connect to your 5G anyway, but we're going to have a look at that later on. So in the UK, this is about 200 over pounds. So in the US, I guess about 200 over dollars. So this is a premium product. The packaging doesn't disappoint either. So inside the box, you have a very nice display here. There's not much in the box, just the camera itself and a box, maybe the instructions, and the rest is just packaging. I always ask my viewer this question: would you prefer to have paid less but have less of packaging? Because for me, the important part is the camera. Most of the time, the packaging, yes, it will protect the products while it's in transit, but it just goes straight in the bin. Very futuristic looking camera here, and a very imposing camera as well. So if I have this on the outside exterior wall, I'm sure people will notice it straight away. Now, a lot of the time, your CCTV camera will be a lot smaller, like this one here. This is the system that I choose to use at home, and they do have a spotlight, but check out how tiny that spotlight is. And this is massive. It even comes with a warning. So warning, bright light, do not stare directly at the light. But anyway, so let's peel that back. Are they trying to be environmental friendly and use different type of glue? Because this sucks. Why am I spending time cleaning up tape residue? And there's another plastic here covering, I guess, the sensor. Again, super difficult to peel off. There's no reason for that. So white plastic casing. It does look very nice, sealed unit. Not much chance of water ingressions. Bit of an opening in the front here. Seems watertight as well. And the camera here, remove this film before use. So let's remove that. Alright, so underneath the belly of the camera lens itself is where you put your SD card. There's a USB-C slot and a sync button, so that will be a reset button. Push it back. Is it weather sealed? Yeah, kind of. I always tell people that, you know, although this is designed for outdoor and they're usually like, you know, waterproof or IP67, 68 rating, I wouldn't put them in direct rain. Okay, so that's your plastic mounting plate. So this is what you will put on the wall. And then at the back here, to power the unit, you will need to have your live, earth, and neutral. Lens-wise, like I say, there's two lenses here. You've got a wide-angle lens and a telephoto lens. And that's about it. Okay, so let's have a look at what else is in the box. You have an S hook here, some screws, more screws, a USB-C cable, and a massive instruction booklet. Positioning sticker, I guess this is what you use to stick on the wall before you drill. So yeah, 200 over pound, this is what you get. A very futuristic looking camera and some very nice packaging. Since it's snowing outside, so I thought I will bring out my little test rig here again, just to show you what the installation is like. I have my power cable coming out from the base plate here. The base plate is already mounted onto my trusty wooden tripod thing here. So this basically just need to click on, but before you click on, you do need to connect your wires, and there's only 3 wires to connect. For me, I don't like chock block, so I'm just going to use my own connectors right here. So what we do is, let's take out the chock block. There's nothing wrong with this. We've been using the chock block for many years. Click connector. They are really cheap now, so you know they're definitely worth the investment. Hopefully you're not like dangling off a dangerous ladder, and you have your proper working at height equipment when you're mounting this on the wall. There are some room at the back for your wire and stuff, so don't worry about having to crunch all your cable. You just need to wiggle them around to make room, and all you need to do now to lock it is 2 screws on the side of the back plate. Okay, now that this is mounted onto the system, let's give it some power. Okay, now it's turned on. There is a color LED in the front of the camera. It is now showing it was purple, and now this is doing its routine calibration. Usually with a PTZ or full motion camera, when you first start it, you will have to go through the motion to calibrate to make sure it's in the right position. Nowadays, everything is a phone app, so this is no exception. So let's try and use. So Eufy Security is the app that you will need to download. So you need to do the usual like registration online to start an account with them, but it's absolutely free. And then you're going to add device, term and condition, and then you can choose what you are actually installing. So I'm installing a Floodlight camera. So I have the E340, which is this one here, connected to my Wi-Fi router directly, or you can use the base unit. And now you have to scan the QR code, which is the setup code on the box here. So it does ask you to do the setup first before you install it outside. Obviously, while you're indoor, you have better connection with the router and all that. So obviously I did it the other way around because I'm not installing it on the outside. So that's what the USB power port is for. So you can actually power the camera with the USB port underneath the belly of the camera just for the setup stage. So it should be flashing blue, which is not. So what we'll have to do is open up the cover on the bottom and press the sync button for 2 seconds. Okay, so now the blue LED is flashing, and then now my phone is connecting to the camera via Bluetooth. And then you can choose which network it's connecting to. I'm going to choose 5G because it's much faster that way.
Connecting to the Wi-Fi network. Please wait.
The speaker is quite clear. Sometimes the cheaper CCTV camera, when they speak, it's kind of like distorted voice because the speaker is tiny. But this one seems okay.
Setup was successful.
Okay, so you can choose where, so you can choose a name for this camera out of all these defaults, or you can customize. I'm just going to choose Garage and go next. Device has been added to your account. Continue to install. It asks you which region you are in, so I'm saying I'm not in USA or Canada. Check local laws, because sometimes when you're recording your neighbors, you can get into trouble. And there's some graphics here to show you what tools that you might need, how to install, electricity is dangerous, and all that. So wall mount or ceiling mount, that makes a big difference. So it does have a 1/4 inch thread on top, so you can, like, using a ceiling 1/4 inch tripod mount, or you can use a base plate like me on a wall. So I use a wall mounting, so let's continue. And it's recommended the camera is 8 feet above the ground, so you can see a lot more information. Quite detailed instructions on how you would install this camera, down to the wiring. So if you are new to DIY stuff, this could be quite useful. So this is just a test to tell you how your signal is at the moment, so it's okay. So AI tracking, turn it on, and then now you can set a default position for the camera to return to when idle. So because the way the camera works is the camera needs to be pointing at a certain position at any one time. So I tested this kind of moving camera before. They will always ask you where's your default position. So hopefully the default position is right in the middle where you can see a lot more. But sometimes you might want to say, like, for example, if it is located in the garden back wall and the main entrance is from the side of the garage, you might want to choose that spot as your default camera location. But you might have to just play around with it to figure it out yourself for what is best for your needs. Okay, so far looking at my phone, camera is really, really sharp. It's not actually a digital zoom. This is actually a different lens. So it's actually really, really clear. So let's say, how do I zoom back out? And now it's working just like any other CCTV camera. And every time I look at the camera, it comes in like garage, someone has been spotted. So it's actually not just motion detection. Actually, they see a face, and then the alert will come up and tell you that someone has been spotted. I'm not really used to this, so most of the other CCTV camera, you can just swipe the screen and then you can control the movement of the camera. But this one here doesn't seem to be working, so you have to actually go to the little controlling keypad. So this is all the way to the limit, so it tells you the limit has been reached. It does take a bit of time to get used to in terms of, like, the dual camera function. So there is my wooden plate there. That's the wide angle camera, but you can also use the 3x zoom camera, so you can actually read what is on there. So when you choose your phone sideways, now this become like a wide camera, and you can zoom in and zoom out just like you normally would. You can record it onto your phone. Obviously this recording is, they're telling you that this is not recording of the 3K resolution, but the recording of, this will be the recording of your screenshot resolution. So this is not the ideal for CCTV footage. Okay, in terms of different function that you can set it, so you can do like motion detection. Obviously you can choose like human, so just now they see my face, they give you notification, but you can have all sorts like vehicle, pets, and a few other options as well. And you can choose like sensitivity, which is very important. Activity zone, again, There might be places where you don't want to record. So you can set it on AI tracking where it will follow a object around. You can choose how fast they follow it. But for me, I think the most important setting will be the video setting, just to make sure that whenever they're recording, you are recording like timestamp, continuous recording, not just when there is motion, streaming quality. So if you have good Wi-Fi system, you might want to choose it to a high resolution, or just stick it on auto like I do here. Recording quality, 3K resolution is what I would recommend. Just go with the max resolution. Privacy zone is where you want to blank out. For example, some countries doesn't allow you to record your neighbor, so you might want to block out that part just in case you get into trouble. Notification. So what kind of notification do you want? Do you want notification with pets? Other notification, for example, if you get a lot of false alarm because of your neighbor's cat keep tripping your camera, you might want to untick those boxes. Interval time, I will recommend to choose 0. But if you think that, okay, you know what, someone just doing a lawn mowing, you don't want to be notified again in 5 minutes, then you can choose that. But I highly won't recommend that. So yeah, there's quite a few things to play with. And lighting, obviously this is a floodlight as well as a camera. So you can choose, like, do you want this to work as a floodlight? For example, when it gets dark, it automatically turn on. And then you got like motion activated. So every time when it detects motion, it will turn on. And you can obviously turn it on and off as well. Okay, so this is just to show you what it mounted on the wall looks like. I get closer to you. So here is the camera. So here is the UV camera. And here is the phone which is connected to it at the moment. And if you can spot, the camera is actually following me at the moment. So I'm in the middle of the frame at the moment. So if I move to this side of the garage or my studio, and you can see on my phone, I'm still kind of in there. So basically the camera is just following me automatically. It recognizes me as a person, and it's just following me. So what I'll do is let me put my camera down here because my arm is getting tired. So this is a camera quality testing. I won't know how the footage will turn out until I go to the camera. So I won't know the quality of the video until I go to the PC. So this is just a testing of the tracking and the video quality. So this is my level. I'll try to go as far as the room allows me to go. Not bad. It is following me around. Alright, so the floodlights do work. And this is still following me. I can't really tell because it's so bright. I can't really see the camera anymore. All I can see is just the bright lights. I guess until I check the PC footage, I wouldn't know how good or how bad that camera is. But let me hold up something here. So there is absolutely no light apart from the floodlight there. So if you can see what I'm holding up, I'm not going to tell you. Hopefully I can show you on the footage on the camera later on. Right there. Okay, for me to finish my Amazon review, I do need to take some photos. So I'm going to take some photo of it's working. So this will be the end of my review video. Thank you very much for watching, and I can't wait to see you next time with more interesting gadget. See you later. Bye bye.